So for your METLIS packet 110 unit 2, you start off with the fraction of 2 out of 11. So in order to get the decimal, you would have to divide 2 divided by 11, which equals 0.1818. And in order to turn that into a percentage, you're going to multiply it by 100, which would equal 18.18%. Now you know your fraction is 211, so the ratio will be 2 out of 11 as well, because you can't bring it to a smaller number. So we're going to start with number 2 now. You have 0.65%. And the easiest thing to do with this is to change it from a percentage to a decimal. And you'll do that by dividing it by 100, which will equal 0.0065. And that will leave you with 65 over 10,000, because the 6 is in the 10th thousandths place. And you have to find a number that goes into the top and bottom equally. So you're going to divide that by 5, because 5 goes into 65 and 10,000 equally, which will give you 13 over 2,000. And the last place that's left is the ratio place. You can't reduce this, so you know your ratio is going to be 13 out of 2,000. Okay, so for the last one, we start with the ratio. So now we're going to jump over to the fraction, because we know the ratio is 3 out of 44. So the fraction is going to be 3 over 44. Now to get the fraction into a decimal, we're going to divide 3 divided by 44, which equals 0.0681. And if you multiply that by 100, it will give you 6.81%. Have the administrating dosage within their international times, starting with T. So for number 1, we have every 6 hours. And the initial time is 2 a.m. So you're going to write it in military time, which will look like this, 0200, with today's date. And that'll be your initial dose. And then you're going to count 6 hours from that, which would be 0800 with today's date. And then 6 hours from that is 2 o'clock, which is 1400, again with today's date. 6 hours from that is going to be 2000, which is 8 o'clock. And then you're going to go to 2 a.m. again, because it's every 6 hours, which would be 2 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do number 2. So that's every 4 hours with the initial time at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. is 1700 with today's date. And then 4 hours from that is going to be 9 o'clock, which is 2100 with today's date as well. And then 4 hours from that will be 1 a.m. or 100 with tomorrow's date. And then 4 hours from that is 0500 with tomorrow's date. And 4 hours from that will be 0900 with tomorrow's date as well. Okay, so we have every 8 hours starting at 2:30 p.m. So it'll be 1430, which is 2:30 with today's date. 8 hours from that would be 10:30, which is 22:30 with today's date. 8 hours from that would be 06:30 with tomorrow's date. And then 8 hours from that will be 14:30 again with tomorrow's date, and it'll be 22:30 with tomorrow's date. Okay, so now we have number 4, which is every day at 1 p.m. So it'll be 1300 every single day. And that'll be today, tomorrow, the next day, the following day, and the day after that. Okay? Okay, so now we have conversions. So to turn 400 milligrams into grams, we're going to do 400, divide that by 1,000, which will give you 0.4. Number 2 would be 58 times 1,000, which will give you 58,000. And 0.5 kilograms to grams would be 0.5 times 1,000, which will give you 500. Which will give you 500. And then we're going to do 58 milligrams to grams, which will do 58 divided by 1,000. And that will give you 0.058. Then we're going to do 1,500 milligrams to kilograms, which would be 1,500 divided by 1,000, divided by 1,000 again, which will give you 0.0015. Okay, and then for number 6, we have 100 micrograms, which equals grams. So you're going to do 100 divided by 1,000, divided by 1,000, which will give you 0.0001. Number 7 is 655 milligrams to kilograms. So you're going to do 655 divided by 1,000, divided by 1,000, which will give you 0.000655. And then number 8, we have 75 micrograms to grams. So you're going to do 75 divided by 1,000, divided by 1,000, which will give you 0.000075. So we have 250 liters. We're going to make that into milliliters. So that'll be 250. Multiply that by 1,000. And that will give you 250,000, I'm sorry. Then we have 120 milliliters. We're going to turn that into liters. So you have 120 divided by 1,000, which equals 0.12. Okay, number 1, 80 ounces equals blank milliliters. Well, it tells you here that 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. So if you multiply 80 multiplied by 30 divided by 1, your answer would be 2,400, 2,400 milliliters. Okay, so for number 2, we have 3.75 pints equals blank milliliters. Well, we know 1 pint equals 480 milliliters. So if we do 3.75, multiply that by 480, divided by 1, your answer is 1,800 ml. Okay, so then 1,800 ml, 1,800. So for number 3, we have 15.5 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon is equivalent to 15 ml. So you're going to do 15.5 tablespoons, multiply that by 15 ml, and divide that by 1, which will give you 200 232.5 ml. 232.5 ml. Okay. So for number 4, we have 210 ml equals blank teaspoons. We know 5 ml is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. So we're going to do 210 multiplied by 1 divided by 5, which equals 42. So 210 multiplied by 1 divided by 5, which will give you 42 teaspoons. So for this one right here, we have 450 ml equals blank ounces. We know 30 ml equals 1 ounce. So we're going to do 450 multiplied by 1 divided by 30, which equals 15. So that's 15 ounces. Okay. Number 6, we have 750 ml equals blank tablespoons. We know 15 ml is equivalent to 1 tablespoon. So we're going to do 750 multiplied by 1. And we divide that, which is 750 divided by 15, which equals 50 tablespoons. Okay. To decipher the following SIGs, and don't forget the verb. So for this one, it would be take 15 to 30 milliliters by mouth every 6 hours. Okay, so for number 2, it's going to be insert and unwrap 1 to 2 suppositories rectally every 4 to 6 hours as needed for nausea and vomiting. Okay, so for number 3, it's going to be inject 57 to 75 units subcutaneously 3 times a day after meals as needed. Inject 57 to 75 units subcutaneously 3 times a day after meals as needed. Okay. Number 4 is going to be infuse 50 milliliters through an intravenous piggyback or via intravenous piggyback over 2 hours. So infuse 50 ml through intravenous piggyback over 2 hours. Okay, number 5 is going to be infuse 12 milliliters through an intravenous push 3 times a day before meals as needed for GERD. Infuse 12 milliliters through intravenous push 3 times a day before meals as needed for GERD. Okay, and that's how it should look. Water supply, amount of supply to dispense, decipher SIG. So we have 200 milligrams per tablet. That's the supply we have. That's what we have available in the pharmacy. The order is for 100 milligrams by mouth 3 times a day. So we know this is half a tablet because we have 200 milligram tablets available and we only need 100 milligrams. So what we're going to do is decipher the SIG. The order is for take half a tablet by mouth 3 times a day, and that means for 10 days. Okay, so in order to figure out how much we need, we're going to do 1.5 times 10, which equals 15. So we need 15 tablets. Okay. So for number 2, we have 1 milligram per tablet on order. We need 2 milligrams by mouth every day for 7 days, then 1 milligram by mouth twice a day for 15 days. So we know this is 2 tablets, and we know this is 1 tablet, right? So let's decipher the SIG. Take 2 tablets by mouth every day for 7 days, then 1 tablet twice daily for 15 days. Okay, so how we'll do this math is 2 times 1 times 7, which equals 14. And then we'll do 1 times 2 times 15, which equals 30. Add those together, which equals 44 tablets. So we will need a total of 44 tablets. Okay, so number 3, you have 0.25 milligrams per tablet, and we need 500 micrograms by mouth every other day for 30 days. Okay, so we need to change the micrograms into milligrams. So what we're going to do is 500 divided by 1,000, which equals 0.5 milligrams. So we know we need 2 tablets. Okay, now let's decipher the SIG. Take 2 tablets by mouth every other day for 30 days. Okay, take 2 tablets by mouth every other day for 30 days. Okay, now we're gonna do 2, let me do that here, 2 times 30, right, which equals 60. We're going to divide that by 2 because it's every other day for 30 days, which will give us 30. So we need 30 tablets. Okay. So for number 4, the supply is 125 milligrams per 15 ml. And we need 375 milligrams by mouth every morning and every night at bedtime for 7 days. So we have to figure out how many ml 375 milligrams is. So you would do 125 divided by 375 to see how many times it goes in. It goes in 3 times. So you're going to multiply 125 by 3, multiply 15 by 3, and that will give you 375 over 45 ml. Okay, so we know this is 45 ml. So now what you do is decipher the sig, take 45 ml by mouth every morning and at bedtime for 7 days. So 45 ml times 2, because you take it in the morning and bedtime, and you do it for 7 days, so you multiply it by 7, which equals 630 ml. And that would be your answer, 630. Okay, number 5. We have 15 milligrams per tablet, and we're taking 45 milligrams. 15 goes into 45 3 times, so 45 milligrams is 3 tablets. Okay, so now, first thing we're going to do is decipher the sig. Take 3 tablets by mouth twice daily for 10 days. Okay, so if we take 3 tablets twice a day, that's 6. So 3 times 2 equals 6. And if we're going to do it for 10 days, we multiply it by 10, which equals 60. So the answer is 60 tablets. Order and supply. Find the estimated day supply, decipher the sig. So our supply is 50 milligram tablets, as we have in the pharmacy available. The order is 2 tablets by mouth 3 times a day. So take, because you don't want to forget the verb, take 2 tablets by mouth 3 times a day. Okay, and they gave you 30 pills. So if you take 2 times a day, take 2 pills 3 times a day, you're going to multiply it by 3, which will give you 6 tablets a day. Now, if you have 30 tablets and you take 6 a day, you'll divide it by 6, which will give you a 5 days supply. Okay. So now you have on supply 25 milligram tablets. Your order, SS, means half a tablet by mouth 3 times a day. You have a total of 30 tablets. So take 1/2 tablet by mouth 3 times a day. Okay, so if you take half a tablet 3 times a day, so you'll multiply half a tablet by 0.5 by 3, half a tablet 3 times a day, which will give you 1.5 tablets per day. Now, what you do is you have 30 tablets and you take 1.5 per day. So you'll do 30 divided by 1.5, which will equal 20 days. Okay. Okay, so now we are on the supplies. We have number 3. So our supply is 5 milligrams per tablet, and our order is 2 tablets by mouth every 6 hours as needed, with a number of 60 tablets. So let's decipher the SIG. Take 2 tablets by mouth every 6 hours as needed. Okay, so there's 24 hours in a day, right? And it's every 6 hours, so we divide it by 6. That means they're going to take it 4 times a day. Okay, so if they take 2 tablets 4 times a day, that means they're taking a total of 8 tablets. Okay, so now we take 8 tablets per day. So that means, and we have 60 total tablets, so we're going to do 60 divided by 8, which will give us 7.5. You're going to round that up to 8 days, and that will be your answer. Okay. So number 4 is 250 milligrams per 5 ml, and we take 1 to 2 tablespoons by mouth every 4 hours as needed, and we have a 12-ounce bottle. Okay, so we're going to decipher the SIG first. Take 1 to 2 tablespoons by mouth every 4 hours as needed. Okay, and we know 1 tablespoon equals 15 ml, and then we do 24 hours divided by 4, which equals 6. So we're going to take 30 ml every 6 times. So we're going to take 30 ml 6 times. So we'll do 30 multiplied by 6, which equals 180 ml per day. Okay. Now we're going to do, since we got 12 ounces, because 1 ounce is equal to 30. Let me start there. 1 ounce is equal to 30. So we're going to do 30 divided by 12, which will give, multiplied by 12, which will give us, 30 multiplied by 12, which will give us 360 ml, right? So we have 360 ml and 12 ounces. So 360 divided by 180, because we have 360 total, and we take 180 a day, equals 2 days supply. Okay. Now for number 5, we have 125 milligrams per ml, and we're taking 250 milligrams by mouth every morning and every night, and our total is half a cup. So let's decipher the sig. Take 2 ml, because 125 times 2 equals 2 ml by mouth every morning and at bedtime. Okay, so we take 2 ml twice a day. So we'll do 2 ml times 2 times a day, which equals 4 ml a day. It's 4 ml a day. And half a cup is equivalent to 120 ml, right? Because 1 cup is 240 ml, so you'll divide that by 2 to get 120 ml. And then, so we'll do 120 ml, and we're going to divide that by 4 ml a day, which would equal 30 days. And that's your answer, 30 days, okay? Not least, DEA numbers. So we know that as you may not know, if you're a medical doctor or a doctor, you have an A or a B at the beginning of your DEA number. If you are a nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, FNP, you'll have a C. And if you have a PhD, you're going to have a D at the front of your name, okay? So for number 1, and then the second letter is always going to be the first initial of your last name. So for number 1, we're going to do this one, A, T. And then what you do is you're going to add every other number together. Maybe 7, 2. So it's going to be 4 plus 5 plus 5 equals 14. And then you're going to multiply it by 2, which equals 28, right? And then you add that to 7 plus 2 plus 4, which equals 41. And the last number is what you're going to put at the end. And that's how the number should look. So let me do this one more time for you. So we have MD, we're going to do B and H. Then we have 1, 2, 4, 9, 5, 5. So we're going to do 2, 9, 5, right? 2 plus 9 plus 5, which equals 16. And you multiply it by 2, which equals 32. And then we're going to do the 1. We're going to do the 1 plus 4 plus 5. So plus 1 plus 4 plus 5, which equals 42. And it's going to be a 2. Okay. So for number 3, we're going to do A. Last name's Gill, so G. And then we're going to do 8 plus 6 plus 2. So 8 plus 6 plus 2, which equals 16, times 2, which equals 32. And then we're going to do 7 plus 5 plus 5. 7 plus 5 plus 5, which equals 49. Okay. So for number 4, it's PhD, so we're going to do D. And Antonov is the last name, so we're going to do A. Okay. And then we're going to do 5 plus 2 plus 7. So 5 plus 2 plus 7 equals 14 times 2, which equals 28. And then we're going to do 6 plus 6 plus 5. Okay, so we're going to do plus 6 plus 6 plus 5, which equals 45. And then 5 would be the last number. So then we have number 5, which is the F&P, so that's a C. And last name is Martinez, so that's an M. We're going to do 4 plus 5 plus 3. So 4 plus 5 plus 3, which equals 12 times 2, which equals 24. And then we're going to do 4 plus 9 plus 5, which equals 42. So then there will be a 2 there. Okay, number 6 is Ted Bello in P. So that's going to be another C. And then Bello is the last name, so there's a B. And then we're going to do 7 plus 5 plus 3. So 7 plus 5 plus 3, which equals 15. And then we're going to do 7 plus 4, well, 7 plus 4 plus 1. So 7 plus 4 plus 1, which equals 42. And then 2 is going to be the last number. And then we have Shelley Wells, which is a PA, so that's a C as well. W. And we're going to do 7 plus 8 plus 3. So 7 plus 8 plus 3 equals 15. I'm sorry, 18. So equals 18 times 2, which equals 36. And then we're going to do 8 plus 5 plus 5, 8 plus 5 plus 5, which equals 54. So that would be a 4. And then F and P, so we're going to do C, A, and we're going to do 1 plus 5 plus 3. So 1 plus 5 plus 3, which equals 9, times 2, which equals 18, plus 4 plus 5 plus 5, which equals 32. Okay. So then the last 4 is, what's wrong with these 6? So for this one, we have the E that's wrong, as well as the 6 that's wrong. And this is Y. It's supposed to be 7 plus 7 plus 9. So 7 plus 7 plus 9, which equals 23 times 2, which equals 46, plus 5 plus 1 plus 8, which equals 60. So that's supposed to be a 0 right there. Okay, so for this one, the 1 is what's wrong. And this one is supposed to be B, K, 5, 2, 4, 7, 4, 8. Okay. This one, number 3, is wrong as well because of the 5. This one's supposed to be C, B, 1, 4, 6, 4, 8, 9, 9. Then we have number 4, which is wrong as well. And this one is supposed to be C, L, 7, 4, 8, 2, 1, 4, 6.